The Republican candidates for Colorado Congressional District 4, safest Republican seat in Colorado, debated tonight on 9 News. Marshall Zellinger helped me moderate. One of the topics we spent quite a bit of time on was former President Donald Trump's plan to deport more than 10 million people in this country illegally. The idea being that this would be the largest mass deportation by 10x in American history. And we were hopeful that the candidates would be willing to get into some of the details of how he said this was going to work, because he says it's going to be done with local police, National Guard, and the military if necessary.
And many of them said this is their top topic anyways. And so the point of this debate isn't to see how they're going to differ with the potential Democratic challenger in the general election. This is likely the winner of the primary will be the representative for CD4. So this is where we were going to see some daylight perhaps between them to give voters a chance to say, okay, I heard something I liked from this one, maybe not this one, I've narrowed my choices.
It was honestly a little bit tough to get them to directly address the idea of troops, say, coming into Douglas County and going home to home, because experts say that more than 50% of the people here without authorization have been here 15 years or more, right? So you're not going to shelters, you're not going to camps, you're going into homes and neighborhoods. We asked the candidates how that would work.
This is a problem. If they can fly them in, they can certainly fly them out. If buses can bring them in, buses can bring them out.
So if we just blindly start rounding people up and sending them across the border, we run the risk of seriously impacting our ag community in this state. So the idea that we have folks that have never really done legislation trying to promote these sort of policies is very dangerous.
I would use the police, I would use the National Guard. Those people aren't the ones working. Those people are the ones causing the crime to go up in Denver and the area around. Imagine, if you will.
Do you have any evidence to support that? Because law enforcement has not put that forward. I'm just curious where you're getting that causation.
I'm looking at the correlation between the crime rate going up and the immigrants coming in at the same time.
It's pretty wild to watch the facts get away from people on contentious issues like this. That assertion there from Logan County Commissioner Jerry Sonnenberg that people in this country without authorizations are not the ones working. The studies show that the vast majority of them are employed in construction, hospitality, and then down the list, agriculture, which is big in the 4th Congressional District. And this claim that he made that illegal immigration is driving crime in Denver, that's not something that's been backed up by any law enforcement agency or any study, but there's clearly that perception among the Republican base that he was speaking to.
And I'll say what surprised me about an answer like that is that Jerry Sonnenberg took a moment in the debate to say he wasn't going to ask a question of someone else because he just kind of wants this positive outlook of the race, and he took a moment to point out something essentially negative to what Mike Lynch had just said. And so he kind of went out on a limb there, but he wouldn't engage in any of the attacks on the Congresswoman, which everyone else, almost everyone else on that stage was doing that in that moment, and he chose in his one moment to do it to a candidate that isn't the front runner.
Yeah. At the end of the day, if Trump were to be reelected, one of those Republicans is likely going to be in the House, perhaps still in a House Republican majority, so it's important to find out how these policies would actually work if they were implemented. The deportation of 150,000 plus people out of Colorado would be unprecedented. So that's why we were asking those questions. Jenny?